G'day guys, welcome to Rumble's Fish Room. So, right next to me, I've got my steel angle being cut out on this saw, which I don't know the name of it. What's it called, guys? Is it a band saw? A metal band saw? Anyway, it's a really cool saw. I like this saw and it is handy. Predominantly used for cutting hanging rails for robes. That's why we have this saw in a cabinet making workshop. Anyway, I told you guys in the other, I'm not sure if it's yesterday's video or the day before, I don't know what I'm going to post tonight. But anyway, so the last video where we put the tank on the stand, or on top of the IBCs, I said I was going to put 50 by 50 channel on top of the IBCs. Turns out this channel is actually 75 by 100. Somebody gave me this like 2 years ago, and this was originally going to be the legs for the water change system where the IBCs are up the top. So looks like I'm still using it, but for a different task. And we've been talking here for 1:20 and we're only halfway through this cut. I do have it set really slow just because I don't want to wreck the blade, and this is quite thick. I think it's like 8mm thick. 6 to 7mm thick. I could probably go a little bit faster. I don't want to push the boundaries, but so yeah, anyway, I'm going to cut 3 of these at 1 meter. Yeah, hang on, let me think. Actually, I'm going to cut, I got to think about this. I've got to cut 3 at 1 meter and then 1 at 1100. I was about to fall. Because so IBCs are 1 meter by 1200. And then we've got the 3 rails running across. And then there's one that's going to go across the back. I think I'm just going to cut 4 at 1 meter. I don't know. Let me have a think about it and I'll let you guys know. Whoa, shit, that's heavy. This is quite difficult with one hand. Alright, I'm going to cut these. I'll probably get back to you guys at the house. I've got shit to do here that involves me not recording. Alright guys, we're home now. So I've got 4 of these channels cut to 1 meter long. So 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one is going on the back of this IBC. The back rail of that IBC isn't actually under the tank. So first off, I've got to move this whole thing forward. Which isn't actually too hard. The hardest part is going to be getting them underneath that. This middle one will be 100% the hardest. I might have to jack it up and chock it with blocks. I don't know, we'll get to that. It slipped off the side. Alright, I'm going to just do this one without recording, guys, and I'll get back to you. I've got a prop under here. Now the tank's rocking, it's actually a good test having it rocking, because if you look, if you ignore that, that one's just sitting there. So this piece of timber is under here. Can you see that? Yeah, here in the view. That is directly under one upright. So with that frame under there, I'd say that's 250 kilos, if not more. So I'd say we're putting 100, 250, 125 kilos through that one upright. So that to me is a good test, because I've worked out that we're going to be putting roughly 66 kilos over each upright, and that hasn't buckled or anything, so that gives me a bit of confidence. Anyway, I'm going to carry on, guys, and I'll get back to you. I don't know what I'm going to do next. Alright, so I've checked out this one there and there, because it has to go in. This is the middle one. It's got to, so the IBC curved bit will actually sit under that. Alright guys, so I started with the easiest one at the back. Second up is the hardest one. I do have one issue. My water change pipes are down the back there, and I think they're going to affect us here. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, we're going to have a drama with these pipes. The 4 black poly pipes going to this IBC. We're going to hit them. I think I might just let it hit them, and we'll see if it kinks them. Or what it's going to do to them. I might have to pull them out, guys. I should be able to access them pretty easy. Oh, got my arm stuck. Alright, so good news, guys, is that one's in. I don't think you're really going to be able to see it on the camera. Actually, I'm going to just take the camera off the stand and we'll show you. So, you still can't really see. Can you see how that hose is like wrapped around? But realistically, this pole can actually sit quite far forward. We're gonna mess around with it a bit. Obviously, I've got to slide the tank backwards and forwards a couple of times in this situation, so we'll get that in the final resting place right at the end. And I don't know if I've told you guys yet, but I'm actually going to weld these 3 plates right across the top, and that'll like lock the tank in side to side. And it will also stop these frames from trying to buckle out, because it'll basically be clamping the IBCs together. Alright, so now I need to get this block out. It's actually a bit scary. Oh. Picking it up and putting it down like that scares me a bit, but so now that's seesawed down this way, which means we can get that end in easy enough. That's going to be the not too hard, but it'll be easy now is what I'm saying. And then this one, which we've got easy access to, this is the one that we're going to put in last. Alright, so I'm ready to put the last one in. In theory it should go in easy, but I'm not very good at theories. So at the moment, yeah. So it's pivoting on the middle one. So I was actually expecting it to be easy, and it wasn't too bad. Alright, and also one thing I don't think I ever told you guys, I ended up grinding the bottom of the stand flat, so because I knew it would be too hard to slide on here. Alright guys, now the stand's in place, it's time to weld this puppy. So I'm going to try not get too much heat in the grey steel. We're going to weld predominantly on the red steel because of the thickness. I do want to put something under there so we're not melting the IBC, but alright guys, so it's all together. It's all welded up. The welds weren't that pretty. So my little welder didn't penetrate great into the 6mm steel, so I just fully sent it into the 6mm, and like I just let it ride up to the, I think that's 1.6mm thick, and just to try and get as much penetration as I could in the 6mm. At the end of the day, those welds are just to stop that plate sliding out, and the IBC bowing out. So they will serve their purpose quite well. They're not structural really at the end of the day. I did melt the styrofoam a little bit, but it's not too bad actually. It looks bad on this face, but it's still got the full body of it. So basically, all that's left is put the bulkhead in and the stand pipe. Like if I grab the IBC, or if I grab this and like try to move it now, it's so rigid, nothing moves at all. The only flex I've still got is in this front, because like it doesn't have the two bracings bracing that, but I'm not too worried about that because the back is against the steel post and the back of that one is against the rail running along there, so the back of those two can't bow out. But part of me wants to put a brace across here just to give it some of that original structural integrity that it used to have. And I actually found written on the side of it, these things are rated to hold 1600 kilos. So 1600 plus that is 3200. We're only on 50% of the the stand-up pieces, these here. We're only on 50% of them, so that brings us back down to 1600 kilos. And then this tank, I'm not filling it up all the way, so I think total weight we're going to be at about 1300 kilos. So I think we'll be fine. Obviously 1600 kilos is like their maximum rating, like safe, but I'd say like they can hold more than that, because somebody commented on one of my posts saying that they had molasses stacked 3 high. Molasses is 1.5 kilos to the litre, so that was 2400 kilos on top of one IBC. So I'm not trying to, I don't know. I keep trying to convince myself. I'm like 99% certain on this. I've got a lot of negativity on the internet about it. But one thing was that they were all Facebook engineers doubting it. And I actually spoke to somebody who, he's not an engineer, but he works with engineers, and like he is like in the structural game. And I told him all the maths I had done, and he 100% agreed that realistically I'm only putting these at about 50% of their weight, really. I'm putting 66 kilos per upright, and they can handle 100 to 120 kilos from what I've been told other people stacking them. One guy even said he had 3 stacked high, ran into the bottom one with the truck, buckled the bottom one and it didn't collapse. So yeah, I'm pretty confident. I'm going to wrap this video up there, guys. Don't forget to head over to the Patreon channel. The link is in the description if you want to support my channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.